It's good to be with you yet another day with Let's Talk. And let us know if the things that we are speaking about, if they're of any assistance to you, and if there's a matter that you want us to talk about, we'll be more than happy to share that with you. But we stopped last morning on this matter of knowing the person that you're going to marry or knowing your mate. Maybe you're already married to such a person. And I want us to go back there because this is very important. If you are married and you're not seeking to understand your mate, but you're trying to make your mate live a life that you desire in your mind, you're going to find that living with your mate will not produce happiness. You got to understand the person that you are married to in order to dwell with him or with her. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. First Peter chapter number 3 verse 7 says, likewise ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge. Dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heir together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. Yes, we need to look at this matter of knowing each other. In counsel, I find that there are times when you're speaking to the couple that one person will have in their mind, this is how I would like her to be. And I would ask the question, what would you change about her? And it's always a trick question for the person to understand that this person wants to change something about you. What would you like to change about him? Or what would you like to change about her? And then they got this whole list of things, and I allow them to talk. And when they're done, I say, but that's not the same person that you're getting married to. Let's talk about that a little bit. What do you feel? Someone meeting someone, but they got in their mind what they would like this person to be like. Nothing is totally wrong about that. But in my mind, there's only one person I can change, and that's me.
Let me just go back a little bit to what we said about the understanding. Lack of understanding who the other person is what brings us into, I want that person to be this or to be that.
Correct.
Because I don't have a good understanding who my potential wife is. So I'm going to try to mold her into my understanding of who she's supposed to be or he's supposed to be. That's one of the problems. And there's where I say understanding is the key, is the foundation so that we can build. So that when that person's true color comes out, you could say, okay, let me see how we're going to maneuver and how I can advise, how I can guide, and how I can help as we look upon, for the men, the weaker vessel, how I can help to strengthen that person. Not necessarily, again, to mold her into what I want, but to strengthen her and therefore strengthen our marriage.
Sister Sharon, tell us from a woman perspective.
I will put a little twist to the conversation and say that I believe that if you really love a person and they're telling you, okay, I don't quite like this little aspect about yourself, you should have a spirit of humility to say, okay, how can I change? What should I do? How can you help me? Or how can I make you happier? And if it's possible, if it's something that can be changed, if it's not like a deep-seated trait, that person's characteristic, then I think the person should, because it's love we're talking about, right? We are one, it's a commitment, we're in this forever. Here's this person saying, honey, could you please, why would you not want to make that effort to change? I agree that there are some things you can't change, and you shouldn't go into a marriage, say, I'm going to change this. No, it's as you go along, and as you relate to each other, you realize, okay, this is not working for us. If there's something that you yourself can change, then you change to show you don't mind changing to yourself. It's not like I just want this person to be like this, and I'm not making an effort to please the person either, my spouse. So it goes both ways, but I do believe there are some things that can change to make the marriage better.
The truth of the matter is, Sister Sharon, is that both parties must come to the conclusion, not perfect, that there's some things about me that needs to change. What I would like people to understand is that I should be working hard on me, change those things about me. But sometimes that person likes to work hard on her to change her. They see everything wrong about her, but nothing wrong about themselves. My thing is work on me, because there got to be some things that I can work on in my life every day for me to become better. If you can't tell him, or if you can't tell her, tell the Lord and let him hear you telling the Lord. Pray that the person would work on these areas. And there should be a time when the husband and wife could sit down and talk about what would make our marriage a little better, a little sweeter, make us more happier in our marriage. And you can talk about those things. And then I would say, I'll do my part and just hope that the other person will do their part. But to be wanting to change that person and not seeing ourselves, that's a problem.
That definitely requires humility. That's the first step, and I believe in to becoming one. Looking at, okay, you know what, I need to humble myself, therefore I need to make this change. And as you said, which is true, the change is not necessary just a blanket. It is what would make this marriage better and work in harmony and in unity. And when that change comes about, then there's this supportive part. Once it's admitted, once it is discussed, and then the other person would, okay, let me help you in the process, and we help each other.
If you think about it this way, we are on this earth aspiring to be more like Christ. So we should already be in that mode of, let me better myself.
Correct.
Let me better myself. Let me better myself. So it shouldn't be that difficult if your spouse says, but in a nice way, because I agree, it's not what you say, but how you say it. You know that they would like you to change in this area or just work on this, then it shouldn't be very difficult, because we are in that mode already trying to be like Christ.
And you know what? Our time is up. And one of the things that you that are listening, we want you to do for us, share these devotions with someone else. You'd be surprised to know that person now is just waiting to hear words like these to encourage them in their marriage. And for you partnering with us, we want to thank you very much. So we are going to close off for today, and we'll be back next time with
Let's talk.